Hillside continues to slide in Mount Adams. The city of Cincinnati makes good on its threat to take legal action if a developer there didn't comply with its deadline. Good evening, I'm Paula Toti.
And I'm Brad Johansson. The Mount Adams landslide fight ended up in court today.
Lawyers for the city and for Metropolitan Design and Development argued in front of a judge at the courthouse. The city wants an emergency injunction to get the hillside fixed. Local 12's Megan Mongello is live in Mount Adams with details on what is being decided. Megan.
Well, Paula and Brad, this was a case of the city saying fix it or else. Well, I'm standing right here today to tell you or else happened, because the city did issue that emergency order to Metropolitan Design Group, and in court today it was quite an atmosphere. It was lawyers for both the city and then lawyers for both sides, and then there were lawyers who were representing all of the landowners affected by this. So we walked into court and then they went behind closed doors into judges' chambers for about an hour and a half to come up with a plan. In the end, the judge did agree with the city that the developer, Metropolitan Design and Development, is at fault. They had until noon to comply with an emergency order to fix it. They didn't comply, so that's why it ended in court. MDD has to stabilize that hill above Balm Street to pay for it. There is some pushback as to if the developer can afford repairs. So they have until Monday at 4 o'clock to give all their financial documents to Judge Heekin. The city's attorneys told me they are not footing the bill.
The city does not intend to pay for any of this. If in any event the city does become a part of a solution, we will work to ensure that the city is either set to be reimbursed or secured in any monies that would be extended. But at this time we're not talking about that because that's not the city's intention.
So the developer has to come up with the money to pay for it and also a plan to fix it. Now, the question as to when it'll be fixed is obviously out there too. The answer is immediately. What that looks like, I'm not quite sure at this point. We tried to talk with Metropolitan and their lawyers afterwards, and they had no comment into this. But immediately is what the emergency order says. So we'll have to see as the day goes on, or maybe even over the weekend, if construction is happening up there. And I can tell you, Paula and Brad, I was up there earlier today. There were 2 backhoes that were sitting idle, and we also watched the hillside start to crumble even more. If you just stand there and look up at that hillside, you're definitely going to see some dirt at certain times falling down, making that big space and making that slide even worse. Reporting live at the Hamilton County Courthouse, Megan Mongello, Local 12 News.
Oh, and in the rainy season, it's just heartbreaking for those homeowners. Thank you, Megan. The land started to slide May 3rd when the wall collapsed.